Okie dokie. In Gnostic theology, the figure of YAO is also known as Yahweh and stands out as a significant entity. Today, we're going to learn about YAO, who is one of the 7 Archons. YAO plays a critical role in the Gnostic understanding of the cosmos and the human condition. We're going to look into the identity, symbolism, and significance of YAO. We're going to explore his role as the Archon of law and authority and his connections to the God of the Old Testament. So yeah, we're going to learn about the Archons for the next couple days, because there's 7 of them. Well, 7 major ones. All right, here we go. YAO is an Archon in Gnostic theology. He is a complex figure with multiple names and associations, known alternately as Yahweh or YAO, I-A-O. YAO's identity intertwines with that of the God of the Old Testament, and this nature highlights the layered and often enigmatic character of Gnostic deities and rulers. He's also one of the powerful beings governing the material world. His identification with Yahweh and YAO, I'm just going to keep with Yahweh, emphasizes his authority and control, aligning him with the stern and authoritative aspect of the Old Testament God. In Gnostic cosmology, each Archon is associated with a planetary sphere, reflecting ancient astrological beliefs. YAO's domain is the planet Jupiter, a sphere traditionally linked with authority, governance, and justice. We did a series on the Olympian spirits, and a lot of the cosmology is based off of the Roman pantheon. Jupiter, Mars, the moon of all things, but Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn, and all those others. And it seems to me that it just continues on down the line with the Archons. So it won't be surprised to see that the Archons align with the Roman gods, which align with the Olympian spirits. Jupiter's association with law and authority underscores YAO's role as an enforcer of order within the material realm. This connection also highlights the Gnostic view of the Archons as rulers who maintain the structures and illusions of the physical world. Gnostic cosmology presents a dualistic view of reality, dividing existence into the spiritual realm of the pleroma and the material world created by the Demiurge. The Archons, including YAO, are the enforcers of the Demiurge's rule, ensuring that the souls remain trapped in the physical world. As an Archon, YAO is tasked with upholding the laws and boundaries of the material world. His authority is both a means of maintaining order and a mechanism of control, keeping souls bound to the cycle of birth, life, and death. His identification with Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament, adds a layer of complexity to this character. This connection is not merely a name, but a reflection of the Gnostic reinterpretation of biblical figures and stories. In the Gnostic texts, YAO is often equated with Yahweh to critique the rigid and authoritative aspects of the Old Testament God. This association challenges traditional religious narratives and repositions YAO as a symbol of divine authority and control over the material realm. YAO embodies the principles of law and authority and serves as a divine lawgiver and enforcer. His role extends beyond mere governance to encompass the entire structure of the material world's legal and ethical systems. His authority represents the external forces that shape and limit human experience. His laws are the constraints that prevent souls from recognizing their true divine nature and seeking liberation from the material world. YAO's primary function is to oversee the material realm and ensure that its inhabitants remain unaware of their spiritual origins. He uses law and authority to create a sense of order and stability, reinforcing the illusion of the material world's reality. His governance is designed to distract and entrap souls. By enforcing laws and maintaining social structures, he perpetuates the illusion that the material world is the ultimate reality, diverting attention from the pursuit of Gnosis and spiritual awakening. Again, with the Gnosis and the Gnosis. Sorry about that. In Gnostic belief, there is a sharp distinction between the Archons and the true God, or the great invisible spirit. While YAO and the other Archons govern the material world, the true God resides in the pleroma, a realm of light and spiritual perfection. YAO's authority is a shadow of the true divine authority. The great invisible spirit represents ultimate freedom and enlightenment, while YAO's rule embodies the limitations and illusions of the physical world. This contrast highlights the Gnostic emphasis on transcending the material realm to achieve spiritual liberation. Gnostic texts often portray YAO as a powerful but deluded being who mistakenly believes himself to be the supreme God. This depiction serves as a critique of the material world's rulers and their misguided sense of authority. YAO's arrogance and ignorance are key aspects of his character in Gnostic writings. These traits illustrate the Gnostic critique of worldly power and the false gods who claim authority over human souls by exposing YAO's flaws. Gnostic texts encourage seekers to look beyond the material world's deceptions and pursue true spiritual knowledge. In Gnostic theology, the soul's journey involves escaping the influence of the Archons, including YAO. Achieving Gnosis, or divine knowledge, is the key to transcending the material world and returning to the pleroma. YAO's role as an enforcer of law and authority makes him a significant obstacle on the soul's path to enlightenment. Overcoming his influence requires a deep understanding of the spiritual truths that lie beyond the material world's illusions. Gnosis enables individuals to see through YAO's deceptions and seek the higher reality of the pleroma. YAO's association with law and authority extends to human institutions and governance. Gnostics believe that earthly rulers and legal systems often reflect the influence of the Archons, reinforcing the material world's constraints and diverting attention from spiritual truths. Human laws and governments, according to Gnostic thought, are manifestations of YAO's authority. These structures perpetuate the Archon's control over human lives, making it difficult for individuals to recognize their true divine nature. By questioning and understanding these systems, seekers can begin to free themselves from the Archon's influence and pursue spiritual liberation. Fight the power. The identification of YAO with Yahweh reflects a broader Gnostic reinterpretation of Jewish and Christian scriptures. Gnostics often reinterpreted these texts to critique the material world and its rulers, portraying them as obstacles to spiritual enlightenment. Gnostic writings frequently challenge traditional religious narratives by presenting alternative interpretations of biblical figures and stories. YAO's association with Yahweh is part of this broader effort to reframe religious teachings and highlight the Gnostic path to spiritual awakening. Understanding YAO's role helps to illuminate the Gnostic worldview, which sees the material world as a prison for the soul. By recognizing the influence of the Archons, individuals can begin to transcend earthly limitations and pursue a higher spiritual path. But YAO's authority symbolizes the external forces that shape human experience and prevent spiritual growth. Gnosis offers a way to overcome these constraints and achieve enlightenment. The journey to transcend YAO's influence is a central theme in Gnostic spirituality, emphasizing the importance of inner awakening and spiritual liberation. The figure of YAO as an Archon of law and authority offers several important teachings and practices for those seeking to understand and transcend the material world. YAO's role as a lawgiver and enforcer highlights the Gnostic belief that worldly authority is an illusion designed to control and limit human experience. By recognizing this illusion, individuals can begin to question and overcome constraints imposed by the material world. And understanding YAO's influence helps to reveal the true nature of worldly power and authority. By seeing through these illusions, seekers can focus on their spiritual journey and pursue Gnosis. Achieving Gnosis involves a deep experiential understanding of the divine that transcends intellectual knowledge. Practices such as meditation, inner reflection, and seeking the divine within are essential for attaining the spiritual awakening. The pursuit of Gnosis requires dedication and discipline. By engaging in spiritual practices that cultivate inner awareness and connection with the divine, individuals can transcend the material world's illusions and achieve enlightenment. The journey to spiritual liberation involves overcoming the influence of YAO and the other Archons. This process requires a combination of inner work, spiritual knowledge, and the guidance of divine intermediaries. Gnostic teachings emphasize the importance of seeking divine guidance and support in the journey of enlightenment. By building a relationship with the true God and other divine beings, seekers can gain the strength and wisdom needed to overcome the Archon's influence. The teachings and practices associated with YAO offer valuable insights into the Gnostic path to spiritual awakening. By recognizing the illusory nature of worldly authority, pursuing Gnosis, and overcoming the influence of Archons, Seekers can transcend the limitations of the material world and achieve spiritual liberation. The journey to enlightenment is a central theme in Gnostic spirituality, emphasizing the importance of inner awakening and the pursuit of divine knowledge. Hey, did you know that we have a Patreon? Yeah, like everybody else, we have a Patreon. So if you're looking for scripts to the videos, books on the occult or secret societies, UFOs, conspiracies, things like that, we're putting them up there. We also have unedited versions of the podcast where you get to listen to me make mistakes, and all of the podcasts, which are available and will be available on YouTube. However, on Patreon, they'll be commercial free. No ads. All right, that's all I got for today. Thanks for listening. If you like it, hit that subscribe button for us. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Other than that, have a great day.